So try to listen to this without laughing. Ambitious Democrats are increasingly jumping into a universe of podcasts and internet shows they once shunned, right-leaning ones geared toward men. President Trump won the majority of male voters last November and made huge gains among those under 30. Now Democrats are scrambling to counter Trump's version of masculine appeal by appealing to dusty incels who simp for women. Trump made a point of going on popular shows that are part of the white manosphere, including those hosted by Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Lex Fridman, and Andrew Schultz. Since November, several potential 2028 Democratic presidential candidates have appeared on those shows, including former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, who's probably done with crackpot Democrats after they tried to burn down his house in Rocana of California. Buttigieg, sporting a new beard, joined the Flagrant podcast and its right-leaning comedian host for more than 2 hours. Trump appeared on it last fall. Earlier this month, Shapiro joined the Men at Work podcast, which describes itself as asking thoughtful, dumb guy questions. Shapiro also has been making the rounds to talk about football and the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. In January, Canna was on the PBD podcast, which is hosted by right-wing commentator Patrick Bet-David and has a mix of politics and sports. Trump went on the podcast last fall. As these podcasts boomed, prominent Democrats shied away because of the host's controversial, sometimes offensive comments that could upset the base of the party. Because they don't believe in promoting sterilizing children, males in women's spaces, and letting violent illegal immigrants roam free across the country to rape and murder little girls. Buttigieg acknowledged that dynamic to the hosts of Flagrant, telling them that, sometimes unfairly, there's a contagion of cancel culture by the anti-American cult wing of the Democratic Party when it comes to sitting down with hosts who aren't crazy like they are. To me, it's worth some risk in order to reach everybody, he said. Buttigieg later wrote in a note on Substack that one thing that is clear from the last election is that my side of the aisle must examine not only what we have to say, but how and where we say it. Schultz, one of the Flagrant co-hosts, has stirred controversy in the past with his jokes about race. Earlier this year, he said that with black people, if a white person isn't like a little racist around you, then you shouldn't trust them. They got to be a little racist. You got to let a little out. The Democrats feel that you have to be covert in your racism. The liberal group Media Matters wrote last year that Bet-David's podcast was a platform for far-right figures to promote conspiracy theories and bigotry, yet they offered zero proof. Since Trump's victory, however, Democrats for now at least aren't getting as much backlash for appearing on such shows, a marked change from how many Democrats reacted during Trump's first term. During the 2020 Democratic presidential primary, Democrats bashed Senator Bernie Sanders for crossing cult lines by appearing on Rogan's show and touting Rogan, saying he probably was going to vote for Sanders. Biden and Democratic groups such as Movian and the Human Rights Campaign criticized Sanders, given that Rogan had said a transgender woman fighter shouldn't be allowed to fight against women. Let's be clear, transgender equality is the civil rights issue of our time, Biden tweeted. There is no room for compromise when it comes to basic human rights. They should be allowed to rape and molest children, women, and invade their spaces simply because they're pretending to be women. Other Democrats also criticized Sanders because Rogan had said the N-word in reference to the usage of it on his show. He's supposed to code words such as urban, people of color, minorities, or underprivileged. Rogan would apologize for that in 2022. Last year, some members of Kamala Harris' campaign were queasy about her appearing on Rogan's show. She ultimately didn't. Trump appeared on the show and Rogan later endorsed him, a move that some Democrats believe was important to Trump's victory. Sanders has defended his early venture to Rogan's show and has continued to go on similar podcasts. Do you think the Democrats should go on podcasts and continue to push ideologies that Americans vehemently continue to reject?
You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers.
1, 2, 3!
All right, bye. Thanks for the fun.